Lions TV. This is the Den Daily, bringing you all the latest gossip, views and transfer news from in and around the Den. You've seen the title of the video, you've seen the thumbnail, and it genuinely isn't clickbait. I did make a mistake on more than one front, so I'm going to cover both my fuck-ups in this one video. We're going to start out and talk about the video I put out yesterday on the potential transfer on loan from Aston Villa of Louis Barry, the 21-year-old striker from Aston Villa, as I said, has been on loan at Stockport when he's bagged a load of goals over two spells, helping them to promotion as well. And Aston Villa recalled him in the last couple of weeks because they now feel he's ready to try and conquer the Championship before eventually, I'm sure, he goes back and goes into their first team. So everything I told you yesterday was pretty much right. You know, the transfer is on. Richard Cowley's confirmed it. He has scored all those goals that I've mentioned. He is an Aston Villa player. He has previously played for Barcelona. But I got something wrong. And I do read the comments. And by the way, can I just say, I really appreciate everyone's comments wishing me well. I do feel much better. I feel human today for the first time since the op. And I probably look a lot better than I am. I'm still in quite a bit of pain and I can't really walk. But other than that, I'm feeling better. So I really appreciate all the comments of well wishes. And I want to say thanks for that. But someone put it in the comments, and this has happened to me before. They've gone, I've looked, Louis Barry ain't a striker. And I've gone, oh, for fuck. I've gone, he's wrong. Then someone else has gone, no, Dan, Louis Barry's not a striker. He's a 10/right-footed left winger. And I've got the up myself there. So I've had to check it out. I have checked it out. Hold my hands up. I made a mistake. I was wrong. He can play up front, and he has played up front for Stockport. And I always say I don't know too much about other teams' players, but we do on the Lions TV membership for the YouTubers. We do in the EFL League. And I've been sticking him in my team every week because he's scoring loads of goals. And obviously now I won't, now he's gone back. And he's a striker on that. So I just assumed he was a striker from that and the sheer amount of goals he has scored for Stockport. He is a striker, okay, but he predominantly, I've watched the YouTube reel of him this morning, and oh my God, it is everything we've ever needed and wanted in a player. Me especially, I was so excited to watch it because he's not one of these players that all footballers do now. You don't really see the flair players as much. You don't really see the direct attacking players. You see players try and do the pep pop 2-yard passes, do 50 passes up the pitch, and then try and get the perfect goal from sort of just inside the penalty area. Louis Barry is an old school, though he's only 21, type winger. He's raw, he gets the ball at his feet, he's direct, very similar to Adamu Amaku, and I love Adamu Amaku, you know that, but he's got a lot more quality in his final ball, scoring goals for fun, and I know we don't ever get penalties, but he's won and converted a lot of penalties for Stockport as well. So League One Stockport, he looks miles ahead of that level, if I'm honest. Yeah, he looks like a kid at school, or, you know, you all knew this kid when you was young, in your team, that you give him the ball and he'll run rings around everyone. When we was kids, we used to play against Ziggy's, and it was Julian Gray, the ex-Birmingham player. He was brilliant, like, just unbelievable, miles ahead of everyone else. And that's what Louis Barry looks like for Stockport in League One. So, like I said, everything I've said was correct, other than to the point he's not really a striker. Sometimes he plays wide left for them, and that seems like his predominant position. He can also play on a 10, which he's played for them. And funny enough, I was looking at some of their team lineups, so I probably went in. Having known I've made the mistake, I've really gone in this time round. They played 2 10s sometimes, Stockport, behind a centre forward, and he played in that position, and he can play up front. So I yesterday said, you know, we've got Coburn, Bradshaw, Ivanovic, Langstaff. Where will he fit in? Well, I think he'll fit in on the left wing or as a 10, but it's going to lead me on to my second mistake, the biggest fuck up in the world, which we all know about, is that Romain Esse is a very highly rated player that looks like he's potentially going to Crystal Palace. Yes, I said at the start of the season, I don't think he's at the level. I don't think he's ever going to get near the level. That was after the first game against Watford, where I don't know what he was doing with the ball at times. It was like ridiculously and not good. But since that day, he's really shut me up, and I'm pleased and really proud of him that he has done that. 19 years old, phenomenal talent, and he is now sort of single-handedly carrying our side. The responsibility seems to be fully on him to try and create something for us, or dig us out the shit, or get us a goal. And he is our top scorer, of course, joint with Duncan Watmore on 5 goals this season. I feel he's tailed off in recent weeks, Esse. There's nothing against him. Really it isn't, but I just feel maybe he's feeling the pressure of that responsibility. It's only going to bode well for him in his future career, wherever he goes. There was rumours of Crystal Palace. I have already put a video up for that if you want to watch it, about 3 weeks ago. But 2 days ago, the development was that Fabrizio Romano come out and said, released a story about, there it is on the screen. And then obviously if it's come from the top dog like that, there's definitely legs in it. It's also come from the Telegraph. It's been revealed on Sky Sports. And Crystal Palace originally wanted to buy him. That was the rumour, and they wanted to leave him at the Den for the rest of this season. I've since read that Crystal Palace are now getting a little bit panicky. They need extra firepower for themselves, but they also are now aware that other clubs, England and abroad, including Monaco, are interested in Romain Esse. So they want to try and speed the process up, and they want to try and push it through in January. And there's no smoke without fire. So it does seem that something's definitely going to happen there. So now I'm thinking, is Barry the sort of short-termish replacement magic man for Esse? And we are going to lose Esse. I've not heard anything concrete, but I've had a few people message me separately. I don't go fishing for this information, but as a girl once said to me many, many years ago, the treasure doesn't do the hunting, and people keep bombarding me with messages about this, that, and a lot of people, although they don't know each other and they don't know that each other have DM'd me and messaged me, they're all saying that it's going to be around £14 million for Esse, plus add-ons. Is that enough? It's going to lead me on to another player of ours in a minute. Look, first of all, we don't want to lose him. Second of all, we definitely don't want to lose him to them fucking donuts up the road. But unfortunately, in football and business, this is what we do. It's a production line. We're a smaller club, and we've got something good out of him on the pitch, and now we need to move him on, and hopefully James Berylson will give us the majority of this £14 million-ish. Yeah, I think it is. I know numbers in football are off the chart now and just ridiculously high. But flipping it over to another player, someone in our group chat, you will remain nameless, said last night or this morning on our group chat, listen, because obviously there's rumours of Tanganga, and I will cover that as well this week if I get the chance to. Going to try and start getting back into a video each day. Tanganga has got interest from Wolves, and the unnamed person did say on the group chat, you will remain unnamed for your own benefit, that if Esse is worth 15 million or 14 million, then Tanganga is worth 30 million. I think that's absolutely outrageous. Yes, and he's another player where I got it wrong, Tanganga. I said he wouldn't get in Bromley's side, didn't I, when he first turned up? Maybe I need to slow myself down a bit before I start criticising others. Now, Japhet Tanganga is absolutely brilliant for us. Top-end championship player. Not a lot of teams or any strikers, very good ones in this division, get a lot of change out of him. But I've got to be honest, I think where he is now, the championship, I think that's his level. And I think if he went up higher than that, I think he'd get exposed. I don't really think he'd been up to the level. He's been up there before, like I said, and I think that, you know, at 25, it didn't work out for him at Spurs, and now he's at the Den. I think that's his level. So, no, I don't agree with that. If anything, probably flip that. But I think if Tanganga does go, and Esse does go, of course we're going to be banging trouble. But that's what happens at this level. That's what happens to football clubs like ours, and it can happen. Let's hope it doesn't. I'm quite confident we're going to keep Tanganga. Esse, like I said, no smoke without fire, so not so confident. But there you go, that's the news that I've sort of rounded up, cleared up a few mistakes that I've made. But yeah, Louis Barry, the interest is there. It came from Richard Calley, so I don't think the Don would have put that out unless he was confident something could definitely happen. Although, as we know, other clubs are interested. But the video I put out yesterday, I said he was an out-and-out striker, which he isn't, and I've now cleared up. And Romain Esse, it does seem to be moving along now, and it does, in my opinion, look like the writing is going to be on the wall, and Palace probably want to bring him in as soon as possible and not let him stay at the Den until the end of the season, which means Louis Barry could be that possible like-for-like replacement. Like I said, I know they're playing opposite wings, but Barry can play on the 10. I'm sure he can play on the right as well, if needed. And a little bit on Tanganga, but I'm going to cover that more extensively if and when something materialises. That's your video done for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.